So, I will speak about 3DP, and that's three-dimensional printing. And we will look forward 20 years, but before that, I will look back to 1989 and compare the situation with what happened in the music industry. And in 1989, the music industry was basically like, it was large global companies, local companies for different markets. The record company was of most important for the artists. The record company handles everything, production, distribution, marketing, and so on. The price of a CD, about 15 euro. The CD single, 6 euro. And the biggest threat to the industry was fake copies from China. And it was, like the record companies had a lot of money that time, and they spent it thereafter. And the bosses was the biggest stars. And this is Tommy Mottola from Sony Music. But then suddenly something happened, and the industry went upside down. And the young entrepreneurs arrived. First it was Napster, now it's the Pirate Bay, and today we can call it the Pirate Bay Revolution, the peer-to-peer revolution. And what happened then in 20 years? Suddenly the music industry, many different types of corporations, global actors, public performances is most important to the artist. iTunes and Pirate Bay handles the distributions and sales. The price of an MP3 album is suddenly 5 euro or free. The price of MP3 single, 9 cents or free. The biggest threat has turned to illegal downloading. The band Radiohead, they released their latest album on the internet for free, and then people paid what they thought it was worth. And what I heard, they got a lot of money anyhow. Madonna signed her contract with the concert company instead of the record company. Spotify has arrived. That gives you free access to all the music for 9 euro a month, or if you can stand with commercials, you have it for free. So, if we then look to the furniture industry and what can happen there 20 years ahead. The 3DP, the 3D print technology. Then, the furniture industry of today. We have large global companies, local companies for different markets. The producer, most important to the designer. The producer handles everything, production, distribution, marketing. The price of a 3D printed lamp today is about 300 euro. The price of a 3D printed chair is 800 euro. And the biggest threat to the industry is fake copies from China. And in one of the daily magazines in Sweden this week, they had a big article about this. So if we compare the two, then we can see that there's a lot of similarities between the music industry in '89 and the furniture industry of today. And the record company bosses are quite similar too. This is Giulio Cappellini from the Italian manufacturer. And suddenly, in the design business, idols has appeared. So this is the biggest star in the design market, Mark Newson, in the cover of the magazine. So, what will happen then if the same situation appears in the furniture business as it did in the music industry, that young entrepreneurs turn everything upside down? Maybe not IKEA furnishing our homes anymore. It's 3D that takes over. And we will see the pirate bench revolution. 3DP. And the furniture industry, if we then take what we learned from the music industry and put it into the furniture industry, we probably will have many different types corporations, global actors, an explosion of services. Fern and Pirate Bench handle distribution and marketing. Retailer replaced by local 3D producers. The price of a 3D lamp, maybe 10 euro, I don't know. The price of a 3D printed chair, 20 euro, something. The biggest threat turned to illegal downloading. So the designer will find themselves in the same situation as the music artists, illegal downloading of their products. So I go back there, but I'm in the furniture business, but you can replace this to toys, mobile phones, whatever. We all will have the same situation. So if we again compare with another industry then, the photo industry. From the beginning it was analog developing of the images. Then the computer arrived, but still it was analog cameras. And today it's digital images. You can print wherever you want. Bring the printer with you on your holiday or whatever. If we then take the furniture business, from the beginning it was handmade. Then the computer arrived with these big machines that made computerized production. Today we have the 3D printer arrived. And basically you have many different kinds of production facilities there. But this one, object printer, print on top of each layer. And it hardened each layer with UV light. So it's building three-dimensional structures in that way. And what I heard, NASA developed the technique when they start planning trips to Mars. So they had to find a way to find spare parts up in space. They couldn't go back to Earth and pick them up, so they needed a way to produce there. And so if we look forward, probably the same thing will happen here, that you can bring your small printer and then print your necklace before the dinner or something on the trip. So basically the same scene there. And if we look at some visions, when Sarah Palin arrived in the American election, the Japanese manufacturer of her eyewear went completely out of products because the interest were so huge around the globe for these glasses. So if we think that Victoria Beckham wears a new pair of glasses and some paparazzi takes a photo and then the day after it's all over the magazines in the world, then someone starts to model the glasses and then upload it to a 3DP site. And then people around the globe start downloading it and printing it. So you will have an enormously fast spread of that products all over the world. Or we have the truck driver cruising out the Autobahn. Something broke down in the truck, and he just sent a message to the closest gasoline station. Please print my spare part. And when he goes there, he just replaced the item and go on. Then I believe that Lego will have a huge legal property problem, because if you just imagine that someone makes an open source Lego program, and then you can put in your villa, or if you scan your dog and just put it in the machine, and then print, you can do everything in Lego then. Or we have this technique. I had this lecture a year ago in Copenhagen, and then I brought my daughter. And we went to a store there and went in and took a three-dimensional photo of us. And they printed us into this glass block in 10 minutes. It's a three-dimensional image there. And if we take this technique, and instead of the wedding couple, they take the three-dimensional photo outside the church, and then when the guests arrive at the dinner, they are themselves in top of the cake. Or the golf player that, of course, wants himself on the trophy instead of just a normal trophy. So how can we do this then? We probably can go into piratefern.com. You choose between all the different furniture. I choose the red one there. I can read about the product and then see that it's Patrick Johan that did it in 2001. And then I go to where to print it. I select my country and see that it's a printing shop 5 blocks away from me. So I make the payments and get the information that I can pick it up in tomorrow afternoon, 5 o'clock.